Good morning and welcome back to 501c TV. I'm your host, Jenell Harris, and thanks for joining us today. This is the podcast that talks to system change leaders, thought leaders, nonprofits, nonprofit partners to find out what's going on in the industry, what new exciting events are happening, and even if you're new to the nonprofit world, maybe you're thinking of starting a nonprofit, I'm sure you'll find something here today that you're going to find valuable. So thank you for joining us. I am so excited. I've been looking forward to this day for a really long time. I have in studio with me today the amazing Frank Isaza.
Good morning.
From 211 Broward, and the also amazing Alexander Starr, Emmy Award nominated singer, songwriter, awesome human, social activist. I mean, what other things can we say about you, Starr? There's a lot. We're going to get into that. Okay. So this is going to be an interesting podcast today because we have both of these gentlemen here today, and they actually are intertwined in a really cool way. And we're going to talk about at the end of this. We're gonna build up to why exactly we're here today. But there's a special day coming up, May 17th. So I want everyone to hold this date on their calendar. And we're going to talk about why it's special, why you want to know about it, and why you should be involved with it moving forward. So without further ado, good morning.
Great morning.
Welcome.
Fabulous morning.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you both here, like I said. And I think, first of all, let's dive in a little bit, Frank. Put you on the hot seat here. We're going to talk about 211 Broward. So 211 is a national organization, but 211 Broward, obviously right here in our backyard. And I want to let everyone know what 211 Broward does, what you do with 211 Broward, and why people might want to be involved with 211 Broward. So let's kick us off.
Thanks for asking that question. 211 Broward is a 24-hour comprehensive helpline. Mm-hmm. And what that means is when somebody needs to get connected to community resources, we're here to help them.
Okay.
If they don't know where to go, if they need answers to their questions, we're here to support them to get connected to those resources. We're also a crisis response line. Mm-hmm. So that means if you're feeling overwhelmed today and you need someone to talk to, someone to give you that ear, that heart, 211 is here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to support you.
Which is awesome. So when I was doing, I was looking up online and kind of seeing like, where are all the 211 browsers? There's a ton of them. And one thing that kind of struck me on your website was the people that are on those crisis lines. So you guys have some little mini like interviews with them, and they truly are kind of like an angel behind the phone, the headphones, the microphone, the keyboard. So, they're the one that are picking up the line when somebody calls. And I thought that was really cool because they take the job very seriously, and they wake up and they're excited to do it because they know that, with every call that they take, they're changing somebody's life somewhere. And that really kind of resonated with me. I was like, that's like a job. I mean, that's like a job that matters. That's like a big deal. And I thought that was really cool that everybody kind of had that same message on the 211 site looking at that.
I mean, the way that you described 211 was so eloquent and so like succinct.
Yeah.
And the way you described it, I just feel like angels on the other line. That's dope.
It's what they do, right? And I think a lot of people, might not know the call line part of 211. You might think 211 is just like a connector of services, which they are, right? So if I call into the 211 line and, I could have a set of different challenges, right? I might need some mental services, right? I'm going through a tough time. I'm not sure where to turn. So, 211, I think, steps in and can handle that. But then they also have, and correct me if I'm wrong, they also are partnered with a lot of agencies locally. And those agencies might be different from area to area. But they're partnered with those to specifically put that person in touch with, because they might not know where to go. They say, hey, my electrics might be getting turned off. What options do I have? What services are available to me? So I think people might not know that about 211. So what are some of the programs that you guys are kind of partnered with for 211 Broward, I guess, specifically, that can offer some services to people when they call in?
We're connected to over 3,300 different services in our community.
Small list.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you mentioned them, right? I need help with food. Mm-hmm. I can't pay my electric. I just found out my son has autism. Where do I go get treatment or services? I need assistance with transportation. I'm going to be homeless.
Yeah.
My daughter's using drugs, and I don't know what to do. No matter what question you have, we're here to help you connect with that resource in the community.
Which is awesome.
You know, you feel like you're in a dark space.
Yeah.
And you need that light.
It's like a personal 911. That's how I looked at it. Like you call 911 for like police or fire. A 211 is like for all the humanity things that somebody might be going through or needs, which is so cool. So I want everyone to just be aware, like there's 211 is everywhere and they are available and they're for everybody. I mean, I'm sure, you know, everybody has had some type of challenge, problem, issue, dark space in their time at some point. So I think 211 is really important because it doesn't just touch on one type of person in one type of place. I mean, this is like everybody runs into challenges and problems. So I think that's really cool that you guys do that. How long has 211 Broward, or 211 actually, the organization, been around?
We've been around for over 25 years now.
Okay, that's a long time. And do you guys have any specific events like coming up in the area or volunteer opportunities that people can get involved with?
We're always looking for people that are here to support 211. So you can visit our website, 211-broward.org, to find out about some of those opportunities.
Okay, perfect.
We always need a champion out there to give that voice about what 211 does.
Gotcha. Okay. If somebody wanted to be like one of the dispatch on the other line to pick up a call and help somebody, are you guys looking for those people? Are you always looking for those people? Or what are kind of the opportunities there?
We do have opportunities for people to be helpline counselors. And if we have those opportunities, those are also on our website. Okay. So if you wanted to find out if that sounds like a good match for you, you could visit our website to find out what's available.
Perfect. Okay, good. So I have to say, when were the nonprofit awards? That was like 2 months. It was
March 3rd, right?
March 3rd. Okay. So this kind of leads into STAR because I attended the nonprofit awards and I have to say, wow, like that event on its own was like really cool and a big deal. It was like a walking the red carpet at the Emmys. It was really neat. But the energy in that room was amazing. You know, there's all these people with just, I mean, these are the biggest souls, the biggest hearts in our area, like all culminating in one room. So that was really cool for me to see. And then I heard everyone like buzzing about Alexander Starr. Like we're gonna get this. We're gonna see this debut of this this video from Alexander Starr. And I was like, whoa, what is this? What's this all about? And so Alexander, I want you to talk a little bit about how you got involved with 211 because you came to that event, and we'll get to what the video was and all of that. But take me back to how you got involved specifically with 211.
All right. Well, in essence, I've become known as what's called an impact artist.
Yes.
You know, I use my music basically as a vehicle to facilitate positive impact in the world, right? Songwriting, lyrics, vibrations, whatever. It's my nature to uplift humanity. My mom's a hippie. I'm kind of just like, I spread love.
I love it. Yeah.
It's what I do. So for a long time, I've written my music in a way that I just want to reach people. And your vibe attracts your tribe. So in doing so, for the majority of my solo career, I get really cool people that come into my orbit who recognize what I do, why I do it, and we strategically partner. So Tracy Schuldiner of 211.
Yes.
What's her official title?
Chief Marketing Officer.
Yes. Okay.
There you go.
The CMO of 211 Broward.
Hi, Tracy.
Trey.
We love you.
So Tracy called me in 2018 to perform at the nonprofit awards.
Yep.
And that was my first introduction to her. And then she, that's when I started learning about what 211 is, what they do. And I performed at those awards. Since then, 211 has been on my radar, but I didn't know about them before that. I wasn't aware they existed. Right?
Okay.
Which is what leads into how we got even more intertwined, because the song that I created for them was specially requested by Tracy. She's I'm her sous chef, right? She's the
like,
chef
I need this
with the visions
on the platter. You figure out how to cook it up and serve it.
Right. So
there you go.
She said that she asked me would I be interested in writing an anthem for 211, and I was like, wow, y'all do so much. It's such a
no pressure.
Yeah.
An anthem.
No, that's tremendous pressure.
Tremendous. Yeah.
211 Broward alone, let alone the 211 entity, the umbrella. So I got a bunch of bullet points and basically pulled together the message and the impact of what 211 does, and I put it into my creative digestive system.
Gotcha.
Right? I use really weird metaphors from time to time.
Perfect.
Just,
I'm on it.
All right, cool.
Picking it up.
But the approach that I decided to take was I don't do jingles. I do anthems. And I like the songs that I write for organizations, I like them to stand alone. Like, so that they're just dope songs outside of marketing the organization.
Correct.
So the way that I wrote this song was from the perspective of someone who needs 211 but doesn't know they exist.
Gotcha.
Right? Which I used to be.
Yeah.
Right? So the song Just One Firefly was born, and the affirmation that I got, I had written the verse and the chorus.
Okay.
And I sent it to Tracy. And I told her the concept. I was like, listen, I was raised in a small town in Tennessee, and we had a 25-acre field in our backyard. And at nighttime, it got really, really dark. But in the summertime, fireflies would illuminate the field. And, you know, they turn on, and then they dim. And then they turn on, and it's just like little sprinkles of light everywhere.
Yeah.
And when you're walking alone on a dark country road, like, it's scary because, you know, one can snatch you and drag you into the woods. Exactly. So the idea just hit me like, just one firefly would make me feel better. All I need to see is one firefly.
Give me the chills again. Yep.
And that's where the chorus came. All I need to see is one firefly to know that I ain't out here walking alone. Just show me one speck of light so I could finally make these shadows let go. And I just, you know, I metaphorized the experience of someone that's trapped in darkness.
Yes.
The tiniest speck of light can illuminate dark.
Right.
It will take a tremendous amount of darkness to dim this room. You will have to block out all sources of light.
Yep.
But one speck of light illuminates a room, right? So that's where the concept came from. I shared the verse and the chorus with Tracy, and I was like biting my nails because I'm like, man, it's a big like shoe to fill to write this anthem for 211. And she called me back in tears.
Yeah.
She
I
called
believe
me
it.
crying. I was like, Star, this is beyond what we could have asked for. I'm like, all right, I'm on the right track. So I finished the song, and the song was born. Yeah. Yeah,
no, it was amazing. So I had heard the song, and then and then the video came. And so when we were sitting there, and I will say that when we were at the event, like the video is on the big screen, it's debuting for the first time there, and there was no dry eyes. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, like we're all got our napkins. Like, I mean, it's so powerful. And then you put faces and people to those words. And I'm like a visual person. So when I saw the video, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. But it was really great. But the words, you guys need to check it out. We'll link it on the podcast so you can all see what it's all about. But then, you know, that kind of leads into then it was kind of like then this movement, right? So it sparked then talking about having a day dedicated, right?
This is Tracy again.
So again, and so now we're moving into it. And so this year, Just One Firefly Day is going to be May 23rd. So what does that mean? Tell us what that day means. What do I do on May 23rd?
Well, I mean,
is this a day of hope?
I'll give you my artistic interpretation.
Let me know.
And then I want Frank's.
Yes, I want to hear it all.
Official interpretation. My interpretation for Just One Firefly is literally a day to utilize the resource of what Just One Firefly was created to do, to spread awareness of 211, the impact. The song itself was written to make people aware of 211, and then the video, which was donated by myself and a good friend of mine, Will Baptiste.
Okay.
He's one half of Black Violin, but he's also a really dope cinematographer.
Awesome. Okay.
So Will and I came together and we made this video, and as a gift to 211, as a visual asset.
Yes.
That depicts the storylines of people going through life circumstances that lead them to call 211.
Gotcha.
Right. So for Just One Firefly Day, we literally just want people to share the message of 211 through sharing the video, sharing the song, so that the message reaches people. The song and the video is just a conduit for awareness.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think, yes, I mean, you could take that video, literally share it all over your social media on that day, you two guys. And I think to Star's point, you don't know, like, you may think you know your friends and your family, but you don't always know what's going on, and share that because they need, somebody out there needs the help, and they have this resource available to them, and I think that's why it's important to be able to share that and know the 211 is there, and they can help. So we also need to hear your perspective on this, on what the day means. What do we want out of this day?
It's an amazing experience to be part of that journey of creating that song.
Yeah.
You know, he created that anthem for 211 Broward so that people can know about 211 Broward, but then it became a national movement. There's over 240 different 211s throughout the nation.
Yeah.
That means no matter where you are within this nation, there's one number to dial if you need hope, if you need help, if you need to get answers to your questions.
Yeah.
What I love about the message is we know there's millions of people in the U.S. that are in a dark space right now that could use One Firefly.
Totally.
And if they could hear this song and know that there's a Firefly there for them,
Yes.
and that they could call 211 when they're in that dark space, that's what the song's about.
Yeah.
Is to give everybody some light.
Perfect.
Frank, you're so amazing,
See?
bro. The way you word things is just so spot on.
You got it.
Just
You
edit
got
my
it.
response out. Just
Yeah,
keep
no,
writing
yours
it.
is, no.
I don't have your talent for metaphors, though.
No, it's you guys have both together. It's like it's the perfect message.
Yeah.
I think when you guys both say what it's all about, and I think that's awesome. So that's why that date, you guys, is super important. So we're gonna link that. We're asking you to just share it because, you know, as stated, you just never know where your friends, your family, people you know that you associate with anywhere, you know, they could need a little bit of help, and you could be the Firefly.
Everybody's going through something.
Yeah.
And just to kind of like tie it in, on the drive up here, we were listening to Linkin Park.
Okay.
Which,
Awesome.
you know, Linkin Park is an amazing group. But as some of y'all may or may not know, their lead singer, Chester Bennington, committed suicide some years back.
Yeah, a while ago.
And, you know, that sort of thing, like, when that happens, most of the time people are surprised, right? And you never know. You never know. From what we read, he was on vacation with his family or something.
Yeah.
And then he left, said he's going to go work, and then committed suicide.
Yeah, just never came back.
You just never know. To go from vacation, you would think everyone's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, he was just on vacation. He's cool. And then he's gone, right? So just the idea that we're all oblivious to the battles that people are fighting internally and to the demons that we all face. You know, some are stronger than others. So it's just an act of, for me, it's kind of an act of benevolence to tune into the idea or the notion that other people might need a Firefly.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it means for me.
Totally. I love it. I love all of it. So what are, and we're probably getting close on time, a little bit maybe, but I definitely want to talk about, to start, some of the other things that you are involved with, because I know that, you know, 211 you're heavily involved with, and I mean, your website alone, there's a lot of stuff about all the projects that you're working on. So tell me some things that you want people to know about you when they're listening to this podcast, because they didn't know you before, they know you now, and they want more information on Star. So tell me some things, tell me some things that are going on with you right now, or events that you have coming up and things that you want to talk about.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you for the platform.
Absolutely. I'm so happy you're here.
In essence, I give hope while being dope. You know, I got a dope live band, Alexander Starr and the Golden
Yes.
People.
My gosh.
We got a bunch of shows coming up. I got unplugged shows. Unplugged meaning myself, keyboards, and guitar. So kind of like a tiny desk, intimate thing. And then I got full band shows, festivals. We got a tour that we're cooking up.
Really? Tell me about summer festivals. Where around here?
Yeah, actually. So on May 7th, we have the Dreamer Arts Festival.
Okay.
Sunday, May 7th, we're opening for Black Violin.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay. I'm putting it on my calendar as we speak. That's amazing.
Yeah, so my live band, I'm most excited about that because the energy of organically cooking up melody, rhyme, rhythm, and just like elevating energies in rooms is completely different. You know the songs, but the live energy is just...
How do we describe the music type? What are the instruments? I want to know what the live instruments are, because then I can get a feel for like...
So
How would you
drum,
describe?
bass, keys, guitar, vocals.
Okay.
I got 3 background vocalists as well.
Okay.
Depending on the show, we may or may not have the BGVs. I got a horn section too.
Okay. I'm
trumpet, trombone, sax.
That's what I was waiting for. I'm like, tell me there's some brass.
Yeah, we got brass.
Okay.
And the energy, think Bob Marley meets Bruno Mars meets 21 Pilots.
Okay, done.
Meets J. Cole.
Who wouldn't be into that?
R&B, hip hop, reggae, pop,
all of
rock. So, am I missing anything, Brie? Yeah, we encompass. We're a smoothie.
Okay,
right?
I like it.
But it comes together and just creates this one flavor with protein,
perfect.
But with honey
all
too.
The things. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Sprinkles,
I can go on and on about my musicians. They're the best.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's different. Every show we play the same songs slightly different.
Yeah, which is cool.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They'll throw a chord progression that switches up, and I'll turn around and look at them like, ooh.
Did you just do that?
And then everybody joins in, and it becomes something special. Aside from that, you know, I got a lot of original music that's already out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm easy to Spotify or Apple Music, Alexander Starr. But I'm also working on a special project with an organization called Handy Inc.
Oh.
Helping abused, neglected, disadvantaged youth.
Okay.
They're a Broward-based nonprofit that serves a lot of youth that come from compromising situations, youth in foster care, sex trafficking, you know, drug abuse, abusive parents, so on and so forth. I am working on an original album featuring the teens served by Handy Inc.
So they are performing.
Yeah, we're writing and recording original music
so cool.
based around their storylines, their life experiences. Yeah. I'm co-executive producing the album with Handy, so they kind of like, they put me in the steering wheel.
Cool.
So I just connect with the kids and help them write and record authentic,
what an amazing like outlet for them though. I mean, you talk about like music. I mean, we could have a whole nother podcast on like music as therapy and therapeutic music, but that's like so, that makes my heart so happy because what an amazing outlet and just for them to be able to tell their story. Yeah,
to tell their story, to feel heard, and in a way that's not like, you know, through artistry and through music, it's in a way that like you don't have to feel nervous about.
Yeah.
And you know, let's just make a song together. It's low pressure.
Yeah. It's just authentic. Like it'll just
and it'll come out. I guide them. They all have talent.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of them that have talent, but they don't have the self-confidence because of their life circumstances. So what I do is I laser in. I'm like, ooh, you got some self-confidence right there.
Yep.
And then I magnify it and I amplify it and then I extract it. And then next thing you know, they're on 3 songs on the album. So what we're doing next is once the album is done, and this will be my second time doing this. Is the second album I'm doing with Handy.
Oh my gosh.
Once the album is done, my band learns the music, and then we throw a live concert, backed by my live musicians, featuring the kids. The last time we did it in Huizenga Plaza.
I love
in downtown Fort Lauderdale, and we had like 400 people.
That's like a big deal for them, though. I mean, that's like...
Yeah.
That's huge.
Huge. These are kids who a lot of them haven't performed. They haven't even done music before.
That's what I'm saying. Probably have never had anyone look at them and just say, you can do this. Mm-hmm. You can do this.
Yeah. And this time around, it's just, I'm in the building. They have the Best Buy Teen Tech Center, so there's a recording studio in there, so I'm manning the recording studio. And when this project is done, like it's already well underway, and I listen to the songs while I drive all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about this one too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Really cool. That's I mean, I wish you had just no free time on your plate. You're busy. I know you're all over the place, so that's pretty amazing. And that's Handy because I want to put that up too.
Handy
so
Inc.
We can link that as well. Tell me about, so when we were at, and this is just like conversational right now, but when we were at the Nonprofit Awards, you had some kids singing with you on stage.
They were from Handy.
That was Handy. Okay. See it all.
And that song we did is going on this album.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so it's all making sense to me now.
Absolutely.
It's all coming full circle. So
yeah.
that's really cool. I love that. Any other like nonprofit groups that you're working with? Because I'm very interested with this because I think it's funny because I feel like in a lot of people that we have on the show, it's like one nonprofit hooks up with another and then it just like snowballs and you you start getting like a really good group of people around you. Like I said, good things happen.
Yeah.
But is there anyone else like new like that you want to mention? Yes, I knew it.
Yes. So I recently did an anthem for the Children's Services Council
Okay.
of Broward County.
You were keeping that one in your pocket.
And,
I didn't know that one.
Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorites too.
Okay.
The song is called "Listen with Love."
Okay.
And the idea, I'm a parent. I have an almost 12-year-old son and a 2.7-year-old daughter.
Good for you.
My daughter, Nova, she's the star of that video. But the idea of Listen with Love is that as adults, right, I consider myself a kid who's just been here longer.
Yeah.
Right? But when kids are communicating with us, we're listening as if the messages are coming from adults who reason the same way as we do.
Right.
And therefore, we miss a lot of the messages that our kids try and give us because we're listening with logic, not listening with love.
Correct.
So when kids say stuff, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But they're not able to communicate what they're really trying to say. If you listen with love,
Yes.
you'll understand what's being given so that you can reciprocate something appropriate. So that's what that song is approaching. Listen with love.
That's so cool.
And the song is out, the video is out. Wisdom's Edge. I did an anthem for a nonprofit run by Dr. Sophia Stone.
Okay.
Wisdom's Edge brings philosophy discussions to communities that wouldn't normally be exposed to philosophical inundation.
Wow.
So, yeah, she brings Aristotle and Plato and all of them to, detention centers, to inner city communities, to
interesting
places where philosophy discussions aren't really had like that.
No, and that's such a cool approach.
Yeah.
So different.
So I did an anthem for them.
Okay.
And I actually really like this one too. I haven't released it yet, but I'm mixing it.
Okay.
And I asked her I said, give me a few pages of philosophy quotes throughout the ages that have lasted the test of time. And each philosophy quote was a bullet, and I wrote the entire song.
That's so cool.
Through my interpretations of these philosophy quotes.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Can you say impact artist?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if that doesn't roll in one, 2 words to describe, I mean, so much crazy stuff that's going on, and I it's unbelievable. You're just this vehicle of hope, impact, and all kinds of good stuff. So, what else? What else, Star? Tell me what else is going on.
Oof, can I see my website real quick?
Yeah.
Look what I be forgetting what I'm doing.
I know. I'm literally there was so much good stuff going on that I'm like, okay, we have to keep, I'm bad with time always. I'm always trying to run over. But let's talk a little bit more. Let's go back. What were you doing? But before 211 Broward, where were you at? Are you from South Florida?
Since 02.
Since 02. Okay.
Since 02. I was born in Pennsylvania, raised in Tennessee, seasoned in North Carolina.
Yes.
Baked in South Florida.
Okay.
So when I travel now, I'm from South Florida.
Gotcha.
But if you get me on the phone with somebody from Tennessee, man, it come right back out, man. I get country all over again.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm a Tennessee boy.
Okay. I love Tennessee.
Yeah, but South Florida's definitely home. Man, how far do we want to go? So before, 2018, when Tracy called me.
Yeah.
I was in New York.
Okay.
Performing at the Montessori Model United Nations Conference in Times Square.
Crazy. Okay.
I think. No, wait. I'm getting my ear. No, I wasn't.
I'm making you go
I was
back.
in New York for something
I don't even know
else.
what I was doing last week.
No, because I've been with I've been doing these new MMUN conferences 4 times a year since 2019.
Okay.
2018 we did Chicago.
Gotcha.
Chicago was my introduction to MMUN.
That's my hometown.
But in 2018 I was in New York for the 60th Grammys.
Okay, so tell me so we know you are Emmy nominated.
Mm-hmm.
What was that for? What was the nomination
That
for?
was for another impact project.
Okay.
For an anti-littering campaign score that I did for the city of Miami government.
Okay.
It's so ironic. It was so weird. I was working. It was weird.
So cool.
So my introduction into working with teens in foster care was via a nonprofit called the Motivational Edge.
Okay.
Miami-based.
Gotcha.
So this is where I cut my teeth on going into group homes, going into Department of Juvenile Justice with my microphone and my music and making these songs. So, I built up a rep. The city of Miami government reached out to the Motivational Edge and said that they're doing an anti-littering campaign. Can you help us create a song? So they called me. Star, Miami's doing.
Was this for the Super Bowl?
That's a different one.
This is different, but there is something for the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that one. Sorry.
Too.
That one's cool because I'm a big football fan.
Fair
so I was
point.
like, whoa, what is this one?
That one even crossed my mind.
Okay, sorry, go on.
This is why I have an executive assistant, because I don't even think about all this stuff.
Thanks, Bree.
But so the Edge asked me to create this anthem.
Okay.
So
cool.
I wrote and recorded it a cappella. I had my intern at the time. We didn't have a drum set, but I was like, I need some kind of percussion. So he took a pen, and the studio that we were at, they had a film award. And we took the film award off the wall that was made of metal, and he wanted ding, 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 ding. And that was it was kind of cool. And we submitted it. Miami loved it. And they were like, oh, we're gonna shoot a video for it. We're gonna film a commercial for it. And so we did it at the Motivational Edge, had some of the kids in the studio with us or whatever. And then they put this out as a PSA. I didn't think anything of it. They didn't pay us for it. It was just kind of like doing a good thing.
Yeah.
So apparently they aired it on TV and they had it on loop in like the government buildings and stuff like that.
That's
and then
so cool.
a year later, the programs manager of the Motivational Edge called me like 8 a.m. on a Saturday, and he woke me up. And I'm like, "What's up, Eric?" He was like, "Star, you were nominated for an Emmy." I'm like, I'm going back to school. He's like, "No, serious. They submitted it and it was nominated for an Emmy." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Neat.
Yeah, it's cool.
That is cool. It's a nice little,
It's like a patch.
Yeah.
But there's more patches to get.
Absolutely.
So the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl. Let's talk about the Super Bowl one. I think that's a good one to end on.
All right. So I have a song called "This Is My Era."
Okay.
I wrote that song originally to pitch it for the Olympic Games.
Oh, okay.
And I wrote that song in my head in 2011.
Gotcha.
Because I wanted to be at the 2012 Olympics. I'm like, I'm gonna write an anthem for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't have the plugs.
Just pour a cup of coffee, write an anthem for the Olympics. No big deal.
So "This Is My Era" basically means I'm gonna take action now to make a difference that's gonna resonate beyond my lifetime. This is not my moment. This is my era. So that song has literally taken me around the world. I eventually released it in 2014. I debuted it at a World Leaders Conference. That got me into like 10 countries around the world so far. And then in 2019, I was reached out to by the MSC Foundation in partnership with the Super Bowl host committee for Super Bowl LIV.
Okay.
And they asked me to remix "This Is My Era" for coral reef awareness.
Okay.
And reducing your carbon footprint.
This is the one. Yes. This is the one I saw.
Yeah. So we kept the chorus and the instrumental for my original song, but I rewrote the verses around reducing your carbon footprint.
Right.
And 3 NFL stars, Larry Fitzgerald, Jarvis Landry, and Mark Sanchez.
Yep.
They learned my lyrics. They flew us out to Ocean Key, which is an island owned by MSC Cruises in Bimini, where scientists from around the world harvest super coral.
Yeah.
And it's governmentally protected for a 60-mile radius.
For all their research,
For all their research. And
really
this
cool.
coral is resistant against climate change and pollution.
Yeah.
Right? So we shot the video there, and it was a Super Bowl campaign, and it was crazy. Like, I was fact-checked by, like, United Nations scientists while I was writing the verses and recording them. Like, the UN scientists were like, So, it's cool, and it passed, and the video's out. As soon as the video came out, obviously, like, shortly after the Super Bowl, pandemic.
Yes.
So, it's kind of bittersweet. Like, it happened, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because nobody's talking about
stopped.
anything. When the pandemic happened,
Right.
no matter what you were doing,
that was it.
That red button got pushed.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, but you know what?
Yeah. But what I think is beautiful, though, a large part of that goal was accomplished because of the pandemic.
Right.
When people stopped using the earth, when they stayed home, the ozone layer closed.
See?
The oceans started resuscitating.
They did.
And dolphins started coming closer to the shore because they're like, oh, people ain't here no more. We can frolic.
We can
again.
breathe.
Yeah.
I remember. Yes. I actually I saw a big documentary about that, about how when the pandemic hit, how just the whole footprint of everything just got better. And I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. We should stay in.
And now we're right back to regular debauchery.
I know, which is super sad. Well, again, like you are just like a force, and we could sit here probably for days and days and talk about all your things. And the good thing is that there's so much more coming from Star, so we will have you back on here and talk about all your next things coming up.
I'm strengthened by people like you, like Scott, like Frank, like Tracy.
Yes.
Just strategic partners.
And just good people. Like I knew right away, like, you know, when you just meet somebody and you're like, ooh, their vibe. They got just good energy, like good people. And I love that.
We're all impact artists
seriously,
in our own lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool, and like doing this podcast and being around people from all these amazing organizations, even like 211 is just it's a good soul filler. Just makes you feel like there really are like a lot of really good people still out there in the world. So
absolutely. And when we stand up tall enough, they recognize we're there and we amplify them.
Yes.
We give hope while being dope.
Absolutely. Well, there you go, everybody. Frank, thank you so much for joining. And 211 is an amazing, incredible organization. So obviously, please go check them out. Star will put up all of your stuff on here too and link it. Don't forget about Just One Firefly Day we talked about earlier. Just spread the word on that, because be somebody's firefly and be that person for them and let them know that there's hope, even if you don't think that they need to know that. So anything else you guys want to leave with?
You're the star.
Part of the star.
We love the work that you do. Thank you for the impact. I hope somebody will listen to that song and know where to call if they need help.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, guys. And again, thanks for joining us on the 501c podcast. Thank you again to Kana House Studios, Wellington's first and only social media content creation. We appreciate all your services always, and join us next time. Thank you.
You know, sometimes I talk to myself.